Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my weekly reading update for November 28th, 2021. So this week I had off, which just went by so fast. I had so much going on, and then when I had downtime, I just did like nothing. It's been that kind of a week. Very stressful, not for holiday-wise. So I did take the whole week off. I already had that planned. And again, stress from work was really real kind of over the weekend and into this week, due to, said we got bought out the week before Friday that we were told the day before I left on vacation. So, and then I guess Monday was a nightmare. I'm so glad I wasn't there. Oh well. So, and then I found out that I'm going to get my windows installed tomorrow. So that's a whole nother stress that I'm dealing with today. I'm going to be doing that thing where I'm like, I have to move things out. I have to take down all the curtains. I'm just like, things I got to do today. And then, but then Thanksgiving, I was with my family. I was there from Wednesday to Friday at my parents' house, and we had a really great time. It was just a lot of prep and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't get a lot of reading done. I'm behind on my writing. NaNoWriMo. National Novel Writing Month. I am at 40,000, so I'm about 5,000 behind right now. Or maybe that was yesterday. I don't remember. But the point is that I need to write, I think I'm 5,000 behind. So I need to write 3,500 words each day for the last 3 days. And that's going to be hard because, again, I haven't wrote at all this year. So this has been really an eye-opening of getting me back into enjoying my writing. So it's definitely helped that way. It's just, oh my gosh, I tried so much. Yesterday took forever to write that much. So I'm gonna split it up between cleaning and moving things and then writing. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if I make the 50,000 by Tuesday. We will see. And again, I'm off tomorrow to help because the windows are coming. The people are coming to start installing windows. So I'll be here for the first day, and then my mom is gonna hang out. So anyway, it's been a busy week, stressful, and I found out we need a new roof. So that's a whole nother money thing. So yeah, that's gonna probably happen in the next couple months. I'm not happy about that, but we don't have much of a choice. Anyway, it just happens all at the same time. Why is that? So I have my 3, so no more things can happen. The job thing is changing, so that's kind of that's very stressful. The windows are happening tomorrow. That's stressful. Now I have to do the roof. So no more. Anyway, so that's kind of how my vacation went and why I was planning to do like some videos or to vlog or something, but I've just been too stressed out. So sorry about that. I did get up my TBR yesterday for December, ambitious as always, and then I have another video coming about my currently reading books that I put on hold, and so that'll go up probably tomorrow or Tuesday, so one of the two. Anyway, so let's talk about the books that I did read, because I didn't read as much as I wanted to. Kind of sad about that, because you'd think vacation I could read all the, no, I didn't get that much done. So let's talk about the books I finished, the ones I'm in the middle of, and what I think I'm going to read in the next week. So I did finish on Sunday the Rogue Hunter by Lindsay Sands. Oh, I forgot to check. Is this 10 or 11? It's 10 or 11 in the Argano Vampire series. It's the first book in a little subset of the Rogue Hunter series. So I had read this one, and I'd read the next one. I think this is 11, and that one's 12. And then that's where I stopped reading the series back in 2011 or 13. I can't remember which year it was. And so I want to I reread a couple years ago all the way up to 10. And then I just haven't moved on. So I did finish this one. This was just a fun one. Again, this is vampires in the world, but they're not supposed to be known about. They're funny books. They're paranormal romances, so every book has a different couple, but you get to see people from other books. So like one of the characters in here is going to be the lead male character in the next book. So they kind of you meet them usually in one of the other books, and then they pop up later in their own book. So, which is a really cool series. It is in like the 34, 35, maybe higher than that now, books in the series. I've only read up to 12. So as I said, this is my reread of 11, then I'll reread 12 hopefully in the next couple months, and then I can actually read new books in this series. I collected up to 25 or so, I think, and then I stopped buying them because I was pre-ordering them because I was like, I'm gonna read them. Well, I've never come back to them. So anyway, this is one of the series that I would like to work on the next year. They're just fun romances. They're so fun. Like, they always have some little funny thing. This had a funny leech scene, which, poor thing. But, you know, like, there's just comedy. There's usually kind of a mystery to it. Some of them, this mystery wasn't as good as some of the other ones, but some of them are pretty good. So again, they're just kind of thrown in there. They're not like the main point. The main point is the romance and finding their life mate. So anyway, again, we're following some hunters, vampire hunters. They're vampires, but they're looking for rogues, and so that's what they do, is they're trying to protect their society, because somebody up in this wood area, this lake country kind of area in Canada, so there's been some bites seen. And they're not supposed to be biting humans unless an emergency, and so they're sent there to figure out if it's a rogue. Like, they haven't killed anybody, but you know what's going on. And so and then the women who are vacationing next door, who own the vacation house next door, one of them turns out to be one of the hunters' life mate, and that's kind of where that goes. Anyway, it was just a fun. If you're looking for funny vampire romances, the Argano Vampire series is just a fun ride. So, and again, I would start from the beginning because they don't build on each other, but you meet the characters as you go. But I just think they're fun. Anyway, so the second book I finished was Magic Binds by Ilona Andrews. Tia and all the books, and I have been buddy reading the Kate Daniels series most of the year, and we're closing in on the end. This is book number 9 of the 10 main books in the series. So we've been reading all the different books in it as well, all the side books and everything. So as I said, we're closing in on the end. We're hoping to be finished by the end of the year. So this one, as I said, I can't say what the book is mostly about, but I can say that this is a alternative Atlanta where magic has come back into the world and caused havoc, and when the magic is up, it kind of comes in ebbs and flows kind of thing, and so when it's up, no technology will work, and when it's down, then technology will work. So the world is kind of split between magic and technology, and there are shifters and masters of the dead and vampires and godlike creatures and other strange mythological creatures, which is one of the best parts about this, is all the different kind of creatures and stuff that are beings that we get to meet. And then again, the main story with Kate, who in the first book is a mercenary, and then how she gets involved with people in Atlanta from things that happen. Again, I really enjoyed this one. This is not one of my favorite books. Again, this was a solid 4, so it wasn't like bad. It was just, you know, really good. I really enjoyed it. Definitely looking forward to the end. I think some of the things happened in here I wasn't expecting. I was also very worried about my characters, so I think that was good. And we got some reveals about some things that were just really cool. So there's some good things there. Again, it just wasn't one of my favorites in the series, but it's definitely readable, like rereadable. Like I'm gonna be rereading this series after I get to the end of it. I already know that. So I mean, some I'll probably read more than others, but I do think I'll probably reread this book too. So it's just, again, the series has just been so much fun, and reading with Tia has been great. So anyway, so we read this in 3 days. We split up, and so it's because we both had, you know, things for Thanksgiving, so we did Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so that was a little quicker than we normally read them. So, but we did it. We got it done. And then the last book I finished is definitely one of the best books I read this year, and that is Perhaps the Stars by Ada Palmer. This is book 4 in the Terra Ignota series. This is one of my my most highly anticipated books of the year. I've been waiting 4 years for this book. This was just phenomenal ended book to a 4-book sci-fi dystopian series, mostly about kind of futuristic Earth, like 2450. About that, and where they haven't had war in like 300 years because the last one was so devastating, and they had, you know, made this new system where countries it's not like country states anymore. It's more they were hives. Everybody joins a hive, or they're hiveless. So there are 7 major hives, and then suddenly things are starting to change, and now in 2450 because of some manipulations by certain people. And it's just, it is so political. It is so looking at humanity and things we've done in the past and what we could do in the future. And it has this whole overarching things with a lot of things from the 18th century and then all this political stuff that you can see from nowadays in how differently things are handled or are handled exactly the same and go wrong all the same. This last book was probably about a third more than the other books were all about 400 pages and the last book was 600 pages, and there was just so much happening and it was so dense that it took me all 3 weeks that I had the hardback from the library, because I get the hardback from the library because I buy them. I have the paperback, the other copy, so I wasn't going to buy hardback. But I bought the audiobook because I've been I listened to them on as reread this year, the 3 books that I'd already read, and I'm so glad I did that because there's so much happening in book 4. So this is not a series you want to space out to read. I think rereading those was the best thing I did, because by book 4 there's so many things happening and people are named and all this stuff, and if you haven't recently read those other books you might not get it all. But it was so dense. It's just I don't know. I'm not trying to mean like dense as in not understanding dense. I just mean there's just so much packed into this big book. I mean I almost wish she'd broken it into 2. It would have been easier on my heart with all the things that happen in this, except that there's so many things that they're all tied together, and that's why it's in one book. But it probably would have been easier to get through if it had been broken up. But it's done now, and this is one of the best series I've ever read. I just love this series, and I am not one for unreliable narrators at all. Like, that is not my thing. But Mycroft Canner, who tells the tale in writing the history in these books, he's not reliable. Mostly because when you know his history, you understand why that is. Because he doesn't tell you everything all at once, which is great. I think he is one of my favorite characters of all time, and especially when things come out in the end of certain things. And I was just blown away by how she packed in stuff that she had in the first couple books into this last. It's just hard. I mean, I'm just gushing because this is such a great book, and it took me 3 weeks to read it because. As I said, I started out on the hardback, but it hurt my hands so much to hold it. I've decided I'm not buying any more hardbacks except for a couple authors that I buy their hardbacks first just for collection purposes, which again, that's very little for me. I don't like hardbacks, but I can't hold them anymore. They hurt my hands too much, and I'm just sorry. I'm getting old, and typing at work just doesn't probably help. And then all the writing I did this month probably didn't either. It's just, but I had to switch to audio, which was fine. As I said, that helped get me through it. But I mean, I made it within the 3 weeks because I turned the library book back in yesterday on Saturday, and I finished it Friday on my drive home from my parents' house. And I was crying in my car, which is so bad. But this book it hit me in all the feels. There were so many things that happened. I was just stunned at the decisions made, that I never expected it to go that way, or how, who was behind what, because there's so many different threads of things that happen. Then you're like, who did that? And you don't know for like hundreds of pages until it's revealed later. And it was a shock. It was not a shock, but it was more like, I see how that worked. It was so good. And I can't wait to reread this series again. I'll probably wait another year or two. Probably 2, and then I will probably start over with 2 Like the Lightning and listen to them either on audio or I'll physically read them. Either or, this is definitely one of my favorite sci-fi dystopian books ever. And I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend it. But you know, it's one of those books where if you don't like the first book, you're not gonna like the rest. If you fall in love with the first book, then it just gets so much better. I did such a good job. I really enjoyed that. So that's just my opinion, but it was definitely one of the best books I read this year, and definitely one of my favorite series now of all time. So we'll go with that. That doesn't happen that often, so good for me. So I'm in the middle of reading 2 books right now. I don't have an audiobook. I tried something. I did read another audiobook. I forgot. I don't know if I have a picture of it though. I just realized that. Probably not. But, this isn't gonna work. Well, I did, listen to, an audiobook. It was a reread for me. I did it yesterday, actually, all yesterday. I don't think I'm gonna pop this up, is it? Oh, guess not. Probably not. Oh, I did. Okay, so, sorry. It's really teeny, but Bodyguard by Jennifer Ashley. Sorry for the little glitch there. I totally forgot about that. So, I listened to this yesterday. I had an audiobook of it. It's my favorite of the Shifters Unbound series. It's 2.5. I think it actually was the first book I picked up. This was free on Kindle. Probably around the time I got my first Kindle, or I don't know, I got one of my Kindles, I don't remember, but it was one of the first things I read, and I loved this story. It's just a cute urban or paranormal romance series about some shifters in Austin, Texas, and it's kind of a world where they know that shifters exist, but they have made them second-class citizens and pushed them into these shifter towns. And we're following a woman who owns a store, who has her own kind of past that she's trying to run away from. So she's doesn't want to get involved with with anything. And we meet Ronan, who is a bear shifter, a Kodiak bear. And so he is there. Sorry, when someone tries to rob the store, and he saves her. And so he becomes her bodyguard and stuff, and it's so cute. I just love this book. It's really short. It's like 225 pages, you know. It's so the audiobook was like, I think it was a 5-hour audiobook. So it went by really fast. I listened to it while I was playing Animal Crossing, but I just had to keep listening to it because it was just so good. It's just so much fun. And I do want to get, this is another of my paranormal romance series that I want to get back to catch up with my reread, because I still have like 4 or 5 things to reread, and then to continue with the series where I bought books. I have all the books that come after that, but I haven't read that far. So again, that's another one for next year that I want to try to intermix with reading new ones and rereading some old ones to get farther. So anyway, so that was just a fun audiobook I popped in, but then I don't have anything audio now. I haven't decided what I'm going to listen to this next week. I might take a break because I've listened to a lot of audio, but we'll see. I did pick up something this morning and I did not like it, so I'm not going to talk about that because I didn't listen to it very long and I went, yeah, this isn't for me. But the books I'm in the middle of that I'm reading is The Widow of Rose House by Diana Biller. So I picked this up again after almost a month. It's like 3 weeks. So I've read, looks about 65 pages since the last time. So I'm almost to halfway, not quite. So this is about a woman named Ava who has a pretty scandalous past. Who comes, it's like 1875, so she's come back to New York City after being away for many years in Paris and in Europe, and she comes back and she's widowed. She's been widowed for several years, but she comes back and she wants to kind of start over, so she buys a kind of old mansion that she remembers as a kid on the Hudson, and she wants to redesign or decorate it and stuff and make a book on how to change houses to be more usable, like decoration, I can't think what word I want, like a book about decorating a house, what interior design, there you go. So she's doing, has this plan, but it's derailed when the construction workers stop work just because they all think that there's ghosts in the house. So she has met a scientist named Sam who wants to investigate ghosts. He's a very highly regarded scientist, and they are, of course, attracted to each other, but she asks him to come and try to get rid of the ghosts so she can get the construction workers back on site, and then she can continue with trying to rebuild her life. And again, this is a book I've heard mixed things on. I mean, again, I bought it I don't know, kind of like a year or so ago, and I've been meaning to read it because it just sounded, I like the ghost aspect, and and stuff. I love Sam, the man, the male, the scientist. He is one of my favorite male characters. Like, just as a cinnamon roll, like just a happy guy. He's so cute. I love him. Alva, I'm not so sure about her. She has a lot of stuff in her past, and a lot of it is not her fault, but I just feel like the author was really mean to her and put way too much on her, and then the things that happen that are kind of going on in her life that affect the way that she deals with Sam doesn't make me happy either. So this is a hard read that way, because I want to read just about Sam and the ghost and stuff, and then she just has all this baggage. So again, I'm not super, like, it's not my favorite thing. Like, again, it's interesting. There's definitely stuff happening that I'm enjoying. So I'm gonna continue at least for a little bit longer. I just don't know if I don't know. If something goes a certain way, which I have a feeling it's going to, I might put this book down and just be done with it, because again, I'm slowly reading. I didn't pick it up much. So as I said, I want to give it a little bit more. Because what's happening right now, I'm enjoying the direction, but we'll see. So again, it's not a read up there that's really, but I want to, again, it's a book that I started in the end of October, so I would like to finish it and be done. And then, oh, I didn't, hold on. And then I started Brothers of the Wind by Tad Williams. Sorry, it's so fun. And I haven't got very far. I've only got about 35 pages into it. So this is a novella, prequel novella to the Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn and The Last King of Ostenard series. So this is following the Scythe and kind of way before the humans lived in the Hayholt. And that is the name, isn't it? Oh, my brain just stopped. Anyway, when it was asked, I don't remember how you say that. Anyway, so there's a dragon that comes down from the north and is wreaking havoc, and some of the sons of the leaders of the Scythe that are in that area have gone to investigate. Well, one of them kind of forced it. Anyway, so this is talking about the two brothers and their relationship. It's told from one of their servants, who's kind of like their stable, well, that's not right, like their squire kind of thing. So he's close, but he's not, they're not that close. They're just, they work together. So it's only about 250 or 260 pages. So I was hoping to just knock this out this weekend, but it just doesn't read that fast. I have to read it slower because there's so much in here. And again, I've read all the books by Tad Williams for The Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn and Last King of Ostenard. I'm really waiting impatiently for book 3. Of course, now we know there's book 4 coming in The Last King of Ostenard series. That doesn't surprise me. He is really bad about writing trilogies. He should just always assume it's going to be 4 or 5 books. Anyway, but this is one of the little short ones he wrote in between. I think right between we wrote the first and the second of The Last King of Ostenard. He wrote a couple of shorts, and the other one had already been released before the first one, and then this one was the one we were waiting for. So anyway, I'm hoping to get this done sometime this week. Again, it's fantasy, so we'll see. I didn't really explain it. It's kind of hard to explain. Just think it's like elves in the olden time. As I said, they're going to fight a dragon. Anyway, or a great worm is what they call it. Sorry. So it's that kind of dragon. Anyway, so those are what I'm reading. What I'm going to read in the next week. I join a Dickens Christmas. I think it's Dickens Christmas on Instagram. Every year we read several Dickens books as our short stories about Christmas, and then some other authors. This year we're reading one story by Elizabeth Gaskell called Christmas, Storms, and Sunshine, which I have on ebook, so I will read that today. It starts today. And then tomorrow we'll start Christmas at Thompson Hall and Other Christmas Stories by Anthony Trollope. So I bought this for that reason. So it's not super long. I don't even know. It's they have it broken up into how much we read every day, but this is for at least the next week, week and a half. I'm not sure. As I said, the Elizabeth Gaskell's today, and then this starts, I think, tomorrow. So anyway, so I'll be reading this for that. So I am reading some Christmas reads. I totally forgot about that during my TBR. I just forgot. Anyway, but I'm reading this, and then later in the month, I'll be, listening to a Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. And I've decided to listen to the Hugh Grant one this year, because I try to pick a different one every year so that I've listened to. So anyway, so we're going to do Anthony Trollope. So we'll see how we go, because again, me and Anthony Trollope are kind of, I'm not sure. As I said, I'm halfway through the Barchester series. I read 3 of them this year, and I'm hoping to read at least 1 or 2 next year to try to get through that, try to get close to the end of that one, but we'll see. So it's a long haul for me on that one, but this one's Christmas one. So I don't know anything about these stories. We'll see. I don't know if anybody else has read them, and if they're good, let me know. But anyway, I'll start that tomorrow. And then on the first, Tia and Tina Books and I are going to start the next book, 9.5 in the series. Is called Iron and Magic by Ilona Andrews. So in the Kate Daniels world kind of thing. So this one is actually following a character I was not expecting to get a book from. So I'm kind of I'm not sure how this is gonna go. And then a new character. I don't think she's been introduced before. So we'll see how this goes. This is gonna be an interesting book. So I think we're gonna read this from the 1st to the 5th. So I think I think I figured it out. It was average about 78 pages a day. So I'll be splitting that up by chapters and get that figured out for Wednesday when we start that one. So other than that, I don't have any plans. As I said, I don't know if I'm going to read any audiobooks this week. I just don't know. I think I might need a break after my very emotional one with Perhaps the Stars, and then I did have fun with Bodyguard last night, but still I might need a break. We'll see. I might pick up something. I might decide to just pick something up. So we'll see. But other than that, I think that's everything. What are you guys reading? How was your Thanksgiving? Did you guys have a good Thanksgiving? I hope so for those in the U.S. As I said, ours was really good. I'm glad we made it through. But I feel like this week just flew by, and I'm super stressed out. And now I have to write words and then clean or move things. It's really move things. Because I'm really not going to clean because everything's going to get dirty. So really it's just move things. And start taking down all the shades. Oh, that's horrible. Anyway, so I will, what are you guys reading? Anything good? Let me know, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.